Spectacular.
We're alive. Oh, we just lost it. We just missed it. Damn it. That burp was immaculate.
It's okay. That was just for you guys.
That was just for us. Excellent. We gotta have some privacy.
Exactly.
Getting those Blinka tokens. Excellent. Darby, by the way, how close are we to divine intervention?
We are 7.6% of the way there.
Oh, I am afraid for what you're going to request of me. Okay. But yes, we're back with Allatour. I have the stream description all accurate. We have the music going. We are 15 minutes late, which means we're 15 minutes early. What is in terms of, because we're always supposed to start at 8, but we never start at 8. But as long as we start before 8:30, it's before the post goes out on YouTube, so we're technically on time.
Sick.
Exactly. Okay. And is there anything else we want to go over before we just hop right in? We've been futzing around for a little bit, having a good time. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Moss's tattoos are looking fucking sick. Gotta air out the shoulders.
This arm is finally done.
Woo!
Woo, woo.
Across the year and a half we've been doing this, we can just track Moss's tattoo progression.
True.
Yeah.
That's what having a disposable income will get you.
Yep. Body.
And Moss, how we doing on mouth pain?
Oh, I'm all good.
Woo!
I recover quick. Unlike Drew, I'm a pro.
I feel like we need some context as to what we're talking about in regards to mouth pain, but
what are we talking about?
Ramen. I had some spicy ramen and had to drink some milk, but now I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
Got it. Got that fat to break up the capsaicin. We're all good. All right. So with all of that, we want to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and yes. Okay. Then with all of that, we can take a deep and cleansing breath, and then hop right in. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Then everybody, please join me. And everything after the breath is canon. And I did not write a recap, so I'm gonna do the best that I can. But it's an easy...
You want me to do it?
If I miss any details, please let me know.
Okay.
But how does this sound? It's a pretty easy session to recap because it was a slumber party. It was a much-needed a bout of respite for Les Jolies after a wild couple of days of travel. Les Jolies was able to take refuge inside of a sentient house and pal around with some sentient beds, ask each other questions, paint their nails, do some slumber party games, find out information about each other, like places of origin, like last names, like how long they've been in Allatour, their purpose in Allatour, and last but certainly not least, Norbert. Norbert showed up and gave Cherie the response letter from Palm LaCroix, which is going to remain a secret. And then after everyone kind of heading off to bed, did I miss any important details, Kate, before we hop right back in?
No, you did great.
Okay, absolutely awesome. Well, we are going, you guys are able to feel a gentle, a shake as you guys are able to hear a, as a crow goes, as a rooster goes off, signifying the sunrise. The beds shake, awakening you all after a long rest, and the day is yours. The floor is yours. What do you guys do?
There are chickens in this town?
You're able to look out the window and see that it's actually just like a train whistle on top of like the manufacturing building that sounds a lot like a rooster.
Oh man,
that's funny.
Haha.
Are there any specific preparations that we want to do before we set off in the long dark dungeon?
I am prepared, if you all are.
I don't think if there's anything we need. We have our new torch friends. Yeah.
Yes, we'll have to pick them up on the way.
Yes.
Debating if I want to make more holy water, or if we've passed the point where it will be useful.
Ooh.
I mean, where's Garkey's gonna? We might run into him. He's around. But you do you. You do you.
I'd have to use. I'm gonna use a spell slot and make another holy water potion.
Okay. I think we ruled it that you can roll because you're doing. What spell are you using to do that?
I'm just using a first level spell slot. You
Oh!
ruled that like if I used a spell slot, I could make.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a d4 for me.
Okay. Which one? No, you got a bad vibe to you. I'm picking another one. 4.
4. You have 4 4 bottles of holy water.
Cool. I give 2 to. I give 1 to Cherie and 1 to Wax, and then I save 2 for myself.
Okay. Got it.
Thank you, Arthur.
Yeah.
Add some of that.
That should last you a year. So long as I remain faithful to Aphrodite.
When we're all terribly worried,
You still love your god,
you will
right?
forsake her tomorrow.
The bottle of water I have. will
Literally,
let me
like
know.
Hathor packed light and quick for her journeys, but one of them is a shirt, like a tourist shirt from the Arbor that just says "I love Aphrodite" on it.
Aw.
And she's like, "Yeah, no, my faith's pretty strong." She's like folding it up and rolling it and putting it into her bag.
Oh, man. And something tells me that turning any furniture into wooden stakes will probably not go so well in this town. So we'll perhaps hold off on that.
But other than that, I'm good.
All right, I think I'm good as well. I don't think there will be
Good.
much here in the way of provisions to take. So I am set to go.
Let us retrieve our fiery friends.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Well, on this very peaceful morning, the beds all kind of like, and they all kind of like move back and forth and wave you guys off as the house that you're in goes, and opens up the door as you guys walk out of the sentient house and begin to trot your way over to the racks and the entranceway to the long, dark dungeon. Just giving me 1 second here to see if Curious is going to see you guys off, or if you guys are kind of taking off in the middle of the night, or taking off in the early morning. Oh, Curious doesn't sleep. Curious has gotten up and is like, "Oh yes, good job everyone. We need to repair and make sure the trebuchets are ready for another assault. Fair travelers, non-slavers, and wonderful wielders of weapons of war. How fare you on this good morning?"
Well, we slept quite comfortably. Thank you very much for having us in your town and putting us up inside your compatriots.
But what a weird way of saying that. But I will say that I was very happy that it seems that you're getting reviews from all of the objects around that consent has been requested and given freely. And it seems that there have been great reviews, and you are welcome visitors in this town.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that everything's gone well. And oh, bless you!
Bless you, Cherie.
Bless you, Cherie.
That's
Thank you.
powerful.
God, even your sneeze is powerful.
It's a normal sneeze.
All right. Well, where does your journeys take you next?
Towards the long, dark dungeon.
It was nice knowing you, and you shall always be remembered as the nicest people we have seen in 60 years.
Well, some of your compatriots have bravely volunteered to join us on this quest, so we will see to it that they are returned home safely.
He doesn't. He thinks for a second and he goes, "I wonder whether or not their consciousness shall remain, even when I am not a daily presence in their lives. I guess one can only see. But as long as you treat them well, there should be no issues."
Maybe that's why nobody's come out of the deep dark dungeon.
Maybe. Then they can't come back.
I feel like we should let our compatriots know this.
So,
they can-
well, you guys gotta remember that like in some weird like magical fantasy way, the weapons that you guys have, that you guys talk to, are clearly on some level aware of what's happening to them. Like I wouldn't go so far as to say like their levels of consciousness like people are, but like obviously even if the torches go to sleep for a while, they'll still be like cataloging everything. You just won't be able to talk to them until they come back here.
God, could you imagine? You're like, what a state of hell that would be. You're an unlit torch on the floor of a deep, dark dungeon. And you're just watching.
Yeah, the more we get into
Like
the
a
logistics,
stick of gum in your intestinal tract. Just like, I've been here for 60 years.
the more we get into the logistics of this place, the more fucked up it's gonna be. So moving you guys along as fast as possible is
Let's
probably
go,
good
let's
enough.
go.
Let's not
Don't
dwell
linger
on
on
it.
it.
Don't linger on it.
Don't linger on
We're
it.
not linger on it.
We're
We're
not gonna linger on it. Not gonna linger on it.
Ah!
But fucking immediately, Curious is like, perhaps we should mount a search party, led by myself, heading east into the long dark dungeon to perhaps strengthen our forces to reclaim some of our brethren which we believed have been lost.
You can leave that to us if you'd prefer to guard your town.
Yes, they are in need of a battle for time, Commander. I think that would be wise, Sir Cherie.
Well then, stay safe. Pray that nothing befalls your town, and you'll see us again.
You're able to watch Curious kind of steps up to each of you and kind of like creaks over and goes, on behalf of me, and then he flips up his face guard and shows you the skull that's inside and goes, and Axel de Roche, we thank you for being such hospitable guests, and kind of like goes to shake each of your hands.
Firm handshake.
Just says goodbye to all of you, and you guys can head over to the entranceway to the long dark dungeon if you would like.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Got it. Anything else in DeRoche, or are you guys content with how much you've explored?
Gotta get Ember, Crackle, and Wick.
Okay.
Yes.
They're still on the walls where you left them.
We'll grab them on our way out.
Okay. You head on over to grab them on your way out. You guys are able to, again, re-enter the racks of the weapon storage room, the weapon racks, with all of the skeletons and the torches up on the walls. And you're able to see Ember, Ember, Crackle, and Wick all on the walls, very patiently waiting to be grabbed and to be taken to the long dark dungeon.
I'll grab Crackle.
My boy Wick.
Crackle's happy.
Dude has
Wick!
been like a poorly trained dog on a leash, ready to just be Crackle so bad.
He's a taxing character to be, I will tell you. It's like I have to do training beforehand. And then you guys grab...
Good morning, Crackle.
Okay. Ember and Wick, who's grabbing who?
I got my boy Wick. Hello, my
Like
friend.
Ember.
Good, Jolly, it's good to be back in your hands again.
Glad to hear it. We are ready to go on an adventure.
An adventure off into the dungeon.
Yes.
How is it? Sorry, how would, like, we kind of sat all three of you together. How was your, like, sleepover?
Ember kind of jumps up and goes, "Oh, you immediately want to talk about us? Because I want to talk about you and how your sleepover was."
Oh, our sleepover went really well.
Oh,
We played a lot of games, and then I'm just, like, chatting to Ember about it. Not, like, divulging any, like, you know, personal information, but just, like, yapping. I'm just yapping.
well, you played a lot of games. If any, you can tell me anything, honestly, because we're gonna be traveling together for days, so we need to have a trusting relationship, don't we?
Can I do an insight check on this torch?
Yeah, you can.
Because the flirting was just for fun, but now I feel like
Is
I
the
don't
torch trying to fuck Hathor?
know.
Are you gonna
God,
flip this
it's-
torch? Are you gonna...
No! That's a 19.
A 19? You just get the sense that she's got like a Mean Girls personality, like just like very kind of like flirtatious, like secret prone, like very much. You know, she's having a
So
good
you're
time
like,
with
so you
you.
agree? You think you're pretty?
She wants to gossip.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
that was a Mean Girls reference, Drew. If you didn't get it.
You saw the movie.
It's hard for me to stay locked in and also catch every pop culture reference simultaneously. Okay.
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 Yeah.
And just for a little bit of scene dressing, you guys are able to notice that it requires 2 people. So the long dark dungeon, this like massive again, like cold rolled steel gate. I think you guys asked about how wide it was, like how big it was. You're able to, it's wide. It is probably as wide as about 4 carriages side by side. This isn't like a thin tunnel for one person with a backpack. This is supposed to 60 years ago was like a main trade route, or like between Desroches and Jolies Pierre. But you're able to notice that, like, in order to raise the gates, there are 2 chain pull mechanisms to raise the gates up that require 2 people on the side of the racks to open it. So it's going to require 2 of you guys to open it up.
I'll go to one and nod to the other. Wax.
Yes, of course. Now go to the other side.
I look at my +0 strength modifier and I go, you got it, guys.
Okay, you guys just give me a quick athletics check just to raise the gate.
Athletics. $11.
11?
23.
Only a DC 10, not that difficult at all.
Oh, okay.
As you guys are able to able to raise the gate up by maybe about 8-10 feet, and you guys are basically have to let go and rush under the gate as it closes behind you as you rush into the long dark dungeon.
It's like a limbo with very high stakes.
Yes.
Okay.
We move forward.
All right. As you guys are able to rush under the gate as darkness is laid out before you. As the gate slams closed, you're able to notice that Curious, some wheelbarrows, some swords, some arrows, some bows. One of the houses moves off of its foundation, and Curious just goes, "Goodbye, travelers. It was nice knowing you. We pray you make it far." And you guys are able to walk down the long dark dungeon. Now, do you guys get mounted up for this? It's going to be a 3-day journey heading east through the dungeon.
Is it like is it big enough to be mounted up? Or...
Yeah, it's probably about maybe like 15, 20 feet in height, but then probably like 40 feet wide. It's a wide tunnel.
Okay. Well, Hathor did agree to a dare to learn how to ride a horse, so
Yes,
we have
indeed.
to mount up.
Yes.
I look at my I'm holding my broom like,
It is a useful skill.
Yeah.
You can start on Pinecone.
Who wouldn't want to ride Pinecone? He's the fantasy Ferrari of mounts.
What's a Ferrari?
The fantasy Ferrari.
What's
A Ferrari.
Fantasy. You're a mount.
Is that an
Pinecone.
elven thing?
Yeah. It's elven. I'm blanking so
He's
fucking
actually
hard
acting
right
on
now.
Golden Steam. His name's Ferrari.
Yes.
Yes.
It is it's a Golden Steam thing.
Okay.
A
Place that I've never been.
A place
place-
that no
yeah.
one here has ever
Nope.
been.
Been or heard
Nope.
of.
Just glassy eyes has no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I twist my ring and summon Pinecone. Say, you're gonna be nice to my friend, or I'll explode you. I don't care if we have to walk.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yep.
Okay, no problem. Well, it seems that I'm pretty easy to ride. So I'll make sure that I'm going real slow and I don't wobble back and forth too much.
Good. Arthur, your mount.
How do I get on?
Well, you put one
Like
foot.
she kind of does like an awkward, like tries to put it. She's like, no.
You want to step up into the stirrup, and then throw your leg
Okay.
over, and I'll give you a hand.
Okay.
Just put one foot in. There you go.
Can't I just use my broom? It's okay. Fine.
You have
It
this
is-
is an important skill.
You agreed to a
God, you
dare.
sound like my dad.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like anyone's dad.
Yeah. He's a pretty cool dad.
Okay.
That
Well,
lessens the blow.
Hmm. And this is where Darby's knowledge lapses a tad because I do not know anything about horses.
Alright.
Yeah!
you
Horse
okay?
girl, horse girl,
Horse girl,
horse girl,
horse girl.
horse girl, horse girl.
Well, this is a smaller mount, so shouldn't give you much trouble, but you'll want to keep your hands on the reins. You may keep a hand out to Wax to steady you if need be, but relax. Sit as you were sitting on your broom.
Okay.
It is not it is not that much different in getting on and getting off and being on it.
Okay.
It's just more sentient than your broom.
And barely, really. This is
Barely,
Pinecone we're
yes.
talking about.
Exactly. And I guess it works for mules, donkeys, the same, but if you want him to go faster, you just give a little squeeze of your thighs, a kick of your heels. He doesn't feel it. They don't feel it. It doesn't hurt them. Don't worry about that. And if you want,
Promise?
I do promise.
I can literally tell you now it doesn't hurt me.
Excellent. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Hawthorne, please give me an animal handling check.
Oh, I have a +4 to this. Okay.
Yeah, you're wise.
Nice.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Well, I'm gonna say that
I rolled a
Pinecone.
4.
I'm gonna say that would not pass for Minwee as like again, Cherie has like Minwee again this fucking this pure being of rage and storms and fury spawned in the tunnel massive, and it's like okay, that's more of an intermediate to advanced level, but for Pinecone an 8 is more than enough to be able to ride as Pinecone, because again only Wax can like understand Pinecone, as Pinecone goes, you know that she can actually ride side saddle. That's metaphor.
I translate to Heather. You can ride side saddle if you want. Pinecone doesn't care.
What? I don't. What is that?
It's where you
You-
kind of sit.
You've done that
sideways.
on your broom.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like when you're sitting sideways on it.
Yes, but on a saddle.
I do that when I like want to flirt with somebody or if I'm not going super fast. So I'm fine this way. I feel more secure this way than I think I would side saddle. But thank you, Pinecone. I give like a little scritch behind the ears.
Oh, that feels good. Thank you. Also, you got long legs and you're skinny. Just kind of waddles off. I'm just making conversation.
Stating facts.
I mean, unless Wax translates that, it's just "Yaw" to us.
Yeah.
Wax is just like, watch yourself, Pinecone.
What I can't, I'm literally feeling the fact they're not as heavy as you. They're not wearing heavy armor or nothing.
Hey, actually, I'd like to clear the record here. Hathor is not skinny.
Oh, really?
Hathor, like Hathor is a mid-sized queen. She'd be a 12 in women's pants.
That's different everywhere.
That's different everywhere. I know.
That means
Good to know.
Let it be honest. And in no way am I trying to insult the size of Hathor. Just to put it in perspective for you, I'm a size 33 in jeans, so I don't have any
That's
idea.
men's sizes.
Exactly.
She'd
I
be-
have no context for how
God
big
damn
that
it.
is.
Here, I'll do it. Hathor is pretty tall. She's 5'8" and she's Aww.
Thank
Exactly.
you, Jason.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's so
Yeah.
nice. But yeah, no, she's not like a skinny little thing. She's
Yeah.
got curves and she's got height. and
Okay,
she's-
got it. Never
Yeah.
mind. I retract my statement. You are a mid-sized queen and you're a size 12 in pants.
I think Wax is skinnier.
Yeah.
Probably.
At least in the form he's in. There
The
it is.
lanky motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's ship focus, skinny ass, looking ass, changeling ass.
Okay, fine,
All we're-
Cone.
All we're
Enough.
hearing is and then Wax going, hey.
Okay, and with that, the horseback riding lesson, Hawthorne's gonna be several days of learning, kind of switching on and off, unless you want to give someone your broom, as you guys begin What's up?
I look at Wax and then I go, the last time I gave you my broom, you went into a portal and didn't come out.
I did though. Eventually. I just
Eventually.
needed some help. You have the broom, do you not?
Here.
Well, now you don't. Thank you. I will be good to it. I will treat it as if it were pinecone. I'll treat it better than if it were pinecone.
Treat it better.
Hey, fuck you!
That's not a judgment on you, Pinecone. That's a judgment on how Wax treats you.
What,
fair.
what do
That's
you
fair.
mean? I don't gotta be fed of nothing. I just blow up at the end of each day.
It's I feel like Shuri and Minwee are very like, this is my purebred Australian shepherd. I feed him fancy meals on those little tray puzzles. And Wax is like, this is my cat Concrete. He's orange.
Found him in a dumpster.
I found him in the trash.
I'll love him forever.
Oh, the vibes post slumber party and the vibes pre slumber party it's like night and fucking day. Okay, so with that, heading east, we all okay if I switch over the music and give a little bit of a set description
Absolutely.
of the Long Dark Dungeon?
Yeah.
Okay, switch the music now. Pwah.
Pwah.
See what else comes through. Creepy dungeon? Is it creepying? Is it creepy?
It's creepy.
It's creeping.
It's creeping.
It's not creepy enough.
Enough.
Okay.
Creep.
The Long Dark Dungeon. Now, presumably you guys light up Crackle, Wick, and Ember, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You guys light them up. Crackle goes, woo! Ember goes, all right, and Wick goes, that's what I am talking about. As you have your companions, as Crackle goes, yeah, baby, going into the Long Dark Dungeon. Oh, we're going into the Long Dark Dungeon. Oh God. And you guys travel east. Briefly explored by Crackle just yesterday. The Long Dark Dungeon is not simply a dungeon, but rather an enormous tunnel. It's 4 wagons wide, allowing for an enormous amount of goods to be transported from Desroches to Jolies Pierre, completely undetected by any outside forces. You notice that 60 years of disrepair have not been kind to the Long Dark Dungeon, as melted snow drips and leaks down from cracks in the ceilings above, creating artificial streams and ponds that must be navigated around. With some seismic activity, parts of the tunnel have collapsed, meaning that you must dismount and assist your mounts up and over enormous chunks of earth and stone blocking your path. You hear rats scurry all around you as you pass by. As you pass by these long, abandoned wagons and carts, with sections of the dark dungeon's ceiling being almost scurrying and shifting, as dozens, maybe hundreds of bats have made their home in this long, straight cave. Worst of all is the darkness. You understand that this tunnel only connects 2 places, but once you are out of sight of the entrance, the fires, natural and magical, have long since been extinguished. As you can see, these torch holds and these lamp posts that have long since rotted and fallen off and been destroyed on the ground. And outside of your own torchlight or dark vision or magical illumination, pure pitch black darkness lies ahead of you, behind you, and to either one of your sides. The only way to be reunited with the sun and the skies is to keep pressing forward. And it will be a 3-day journey from Desroches to Jolies Pierre. in this darkness, as you are traveling, I'd love to hear a bit about what people are doing to protect themselves, or pass the time, or stay on the trail of those they are tracking. What are you all doing? Set the scene for me.
One thing that Wax is definitely doing periodically. Actually, let's see how many times a day it can do it. Spacing out 6 times each day, divine sense, just to like ping for anything celestial, fiend, or undead, just to like kind of be keeping an eye, I guess. Or if we hear any like strange noises, just to do like a boom, boom, boom.
Okay, because that's so awesome, here's what we're gonna do. For each little like preparation that you guys do, we're gonna have just a little set piece to give you a little bit more information. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to just ping that divine sense, celestial, undead, anything going on around here. Give me a quick D20 roll, and just let me know what number it falls on. It's gonna be 10 or lower, or 11 or higher.
10.
10 exactly?
Yes.
It is like, again, the only thing keeping time right now is your circadian rhythm, which is being rapidly disrupted by not having any kind of external, basically an external stimulus letting you know what time of day it is. But you would guess it's like towards the, like, of course, maybe right before you sleep on your first day. You are able to, and how does Wax sense? Remind me again, is it sense, literally sense, or is it some kind of other like visual stimuli or like some kind of feeling for their divine sense? How do they pick things up?
It is, for Wax, I think it is actually more of like a taste thing, like the way that you can kind of taste like when it's going to like storm really badly outside, and you can kind of taste like the like ozone and that kind of that it's to sense things that way.
Okay, got it. Towards the end of your first day of travel, as it's the last time you can do it for this day, you're able to sense a vague, confusing presence coming from in front of you. Maybe about like 30, 45 feet. It's not that far. Give me a quick Arcana check.
Arcana.
Oh.
17.
With a 17, there is no active creature in front of you. You're in no danger, just to let you know. But you are able to sense, given it's like a taste thing for Wax, in your mouth, it's similar to licking a frozen pole during winter, where it's that initial like shock of the crystalline, like crystalline water, and then it's the metallic like iron underneath, like when your tongue gets stuck. And the reason that it's like two tastes mixed together is because it is a unique celestial and undead presence that you're picking up. And as you continue forward, you're able to notice a small little encampment made right in between two like larger, like long since abandoned wagons. You're able to notice like cloth, like the overall like coverings of the the wagons and the carts. They have rotted away, been eaten by any myriad of bugs or by like small animals looking for sustenance. But you're able to notice that wheels have been broken off of both of them, not in a way of them being like rotted or destroyed, but have been placed in like a teepee formation to make a fire which has now burned out, probably 2-3 days ago.
I mean, first off, I'm going to assume that this is that Winter Scott Key camped here. Does it look like it was a camp for 3 people? Like, are there any like sleeping areas or any like the remains of like meals left behind, like things like that.
Do you share your information with the rest of the team?
Oh yeah, I turn to Hathor and Cherie and I go, the air tastes like Winter Scott Key was here. It's all kind of like metallic and bad.
Fascinating.
Okay. Everybody here can give me a quick investigation check, or whatever check they would like if they want to discern information from this.
Can I get advantage from Fey Fiend Undead?
You absolutely would, yes.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Incredible.
I also got a natural 20.
Oh my god.
I got a 10.
I think
The wax is just
Half
standing
of a
there
natural
going,
20.
That's half a natural 20.
Wait, this is all the way up.
Way
Wax,
up.
Wax is that cat that's like,
Well, so
I don't
what
like it.
what I will say is that wax, like a 10's basically all you need to look around at, like, because everything that they're using, like there has to be some trash left behind here, and you're able to notice certain like open cans of food. Again, Col de Vertebral, they had a cannery, they had a canning facility to package food to be distributed, and you're able to notice cans of like sardine, of like pre-cooked meat, and then peaches, all cracked open. And just with a 10, you will recognize that this is just enough food for a balanced meal for 3 people.
okay.
With 2 nat 20s, okay, crazy. You're not going to beat around the bush. Number 1, Cherie, as Wax is bending down to like investigate the food, to kind of like lock down the number of people, you are able to, like, you center yourself very quickly. And does Cherie have dark vision? I keep forgetting.
Yes.
She does?
Yes, up
Again,
to
it's like-
60 feet.
It's this black and white dark vision. You look around, you look to the walls, and you look to the floor, and you realize that in the ash from this burned out campfire, you realize that in front of where Wax is, kind of like the furthest up, there are footprints leading away from it. Like the fire burned out, and then someone walked through this fire after it burned out. Like probably even more recently than the fire burned out itself. You're also able to look to the walls, look to the ceiling. You're able to see scratch marks in the walls, and you're able to notice that it's unnatural. It looks like things were crawling, that things were clawing their way across and moving. Maybe not quickly, maybe at a decent pace, but enough that they were leaving these deep cuts into the stone. And you'd be able to recognize that the vampires, those that were hunting Winter Scott Key are right on his tail, and you guys are right on their tail. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you are not the first to investigate this campsite, number 1. Then moving on to Hathor. With a nat 20. What check did you get? What check did you use, Hathor?
what were the options?
Whatever you think would be most appropriate for you to use.
I thought it was just like a straight investigation.
If you want it to be investigation, I will honor a nat 20 and say if you want to make it more custom to what Hathor is good at, I will allow that. I'll allow you to kind of retroactively
I'll do
change
it for survival.
A survival check. What do
I'm actually proficient in survival, so that's a 27.
Okay. For survival, how flavor that for me? What would Hathor be looking for?
Footprints, that's like, I think Hathor's looking for, I can't think of anything. Sorry, I'm blanking on what would be useful to know.
I got you. I have something. If you want to think of a question, I will receive it. I have something for you if you want.
Like, I think part of what Hathor's doing, the way I did think her survival works is she's really good at recognizing where people were, because people are her wheelhouse.
Yes.
And so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. I got something perfect for you.
Okay.
And Hathor, I think it's appropriate that we flavor this to you as well because of your. I'm just blanking on D&D mechanics right now. It is the activation that you can do to repel undead.
Channel Divinity.
Channel Divinity, yes. Your again, people are your wheelhouse, and you remember the story that was told by the brothel worker back in Col de Vertebral. And you remember the story about how it seemed like there was like a mage fighting alongside monsters, and then like and then the fucking guy with the swords came in, with the flaming swords came in, then it all went to hell from there. And you're focusing on the initial attack of the vampires, the monsters, and the mage kind of working alongside them. And with Allatour, where Cherie is able to recognize like, oh, rough numbers, probably about maybe like a baker's dozen, 12 monsters, maybe like one guy, one singular mage controlling them. Allatour, you put it together, and you're able to recognize, okay, not only are these monsters, undead, they're vampiric monsters, and this mage is not only a spellcaster of some variety, you wouldn't even be able to figure that out just with the evidence provided to you, but there's this ambient, this ping of fear that comes off of the footprints of this mage that clearly investigated the fire before moving forward. And you get the sense that this ambient fear is not one to instill within you or any like those following, but it's a fear connecting the mage to the monsters under their command. And Allatour, you get the sense, and what this means is, even with this like ambient, like residual fear, magical energy, you get the sense that your channeled divinity might not be enough to overpower the command that this mage has over these monsters. And so if a combat arises where you have to fight, just using your channeled divinity may waste it. This mage might have some way of countering that to have these monsters be more afraid of him than they would be of you. Make sense?
Got it. That makes sense.
The air tastes funny. That is very
Real.
funny, Jason. Okay, we'll say it's the first little event that happens on your 3-day travel through the Long Dark Dungeon. Is that good for the campfire? Anything else you guys want to learn?
Nah, that's good.
I don't think so.
Good, and good. Absolutely awesome. Who is next? Who does what to keep yourselves safe?
I think with that information, that confirming what we knew about Winter Scott Key, that he was here and that there are others on the trail, I think before Wax revealed that Cherie would be at the rear of the group to keep eyes on it, but I think after that reveal, she's moved to the front of the group and is keeping her head on a swivel, and in one hand she has to hold Crackle to light the way, but in her other hand I think she's taken her sword out and is holding it out in front of her, and as her head's on a swivel, her sword is also on a swivel to try and catch anything that runs into it.
Got it. Absolutely makes sense. You guys are able to continue your travels, heading forward again, hopping these little streams around these kind of like rubble piles, and you want to catch anything on your sword that's directly in front of you.
It's basically kind of like Wax's divine sense, but her sword is kind of moving on an axis, essentially.
Okay, got it. Give me a quick perception check then, or I will say survival check. Either would be appropriate.
I will do survival. Can I get advantage? Fae Fiend Undead.
You absolutely may.
You.
In this campaign, you gotta ask every time.
I gotta ask every time.
That we need to make a sticker. That's a 3. What does that get me? Is it Fae Fiend or Undead?
That's only
I'm gonna flip my coin.
Oh, right. We have coins in this game. Can I flip my coin?
Yeah, you can flip a coin. Yeah.
Okay. Just roll 1, or can I roll with advantage again?
No, just roll 1.
Okay.
This will give you advantage if you flip your coin.
Oh, that's better. 19.
Oh, with a 19, Cherie taking point. It's defensive. You've seen Cherie on the offensive a lot, but this is the first time that Cherie has essentially acted like a sheepdog, herding you guys while trying to keep vigilant for any kind of threats that may come upon you. And Shuri, you come upon a disturbing scene right next to... So, it's, again, another major, section of collapsed rubble. But you recognize as you're moving forward, you're able to see... They almost look like skeletons. In a way, it's very strange, like little maybe like little tufts of fur on the ground, littered, maybe 3, maybe 4 dozen of them. And as you're moving forward, as you get ever so closer, you're able to recognize that these are not just little tufts of fur. It's not like a rag or a cloak that was shredded and left out. You're able to notice they are essentially dead rats. You're able to notice skeletons of rats with their fur and skin vacuum sealed to their bones.
Gross.
Oh, they've had the blood sucked out of them.
You guys
use pouch.
investigating, you realize that these monsters do not operate like higher vampires or true vampires operate. They actively need blood to survive, and it took, with this insane level of it's not a massive force, but due to these creatures being, let's just say, larger than the average person, the amount of blood they need to operate without just attacking each other is much larger than the average vampire spawn. And therefore you see these maybe 3-4 dozen rat corpses essentially acting as imagine if you're dehydrated and the only way for you to become hydrated is to do shots of water. Imagine how many shots of water it would take. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I literally hydrate or dehydrate.
Yeah. Quite literally.
Quite literally.
If you guys want to give me an investigation check to look a little bit further, you definitely can. If you would like to move on, you can move on.
With pleasure.
Investigate.
Oh, and actually, Shuri gets advantage on this.
I was gonna ask because I get it anyway for Fey Fiend Undead.
Yes.
That is a 18.
18?
I got a 12.
You got a 12. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. No problem.
I was like, gross.
I think this works well for Shuri because Shuri, again, Shuri's a monster hunter. It works within her wheelhouse, and you're able to recognize. It's like, how to describe this? It's kind of like animals that work in packs that find multiple instances of prey simultaneously, where if there's one, let's say wolves take down an elk, the wolves will collectively eat the elk. If wolves are able to find multiple fawn or whatever, they will oftentimes stop and consume whatever they catch, with others then moving to get other prey. If that's not how they work, whatever, it works for the metaphor. Whatever. Shuri, you're able to recognize, again, you treat these monsters, they're more similar to animals than they are to people. And so you're able to recognize, different feeding groups, probably of different classifications of these monsters. And primarily there's maybe 18 to 20 of these rats in one location, and they're kind of spread out among certain smaller groups of people, grabbing them and feasting on them and then tossing them aside. But you're able to notice one larger group of, again, maybe 18, 20 rats, but they're all consolidated together. And you recognize that among these dozen monsters that are under this mage's command, probably maybe 10, maybe 11 of them are of average humanoid size, 6-7 feet tall. One of them is large enough to consume as much as all of the other ones combined.
Cool.
You got a mage, a big one, and some grunts.
So there's 18 to 20 rats?
Yeah.
So we got a mage, a biggin, and Spawn?
Exactly right, yep. Not Spawn, closer to monstrous vampire monsters, but there are enough variations that you can't pin down exactly which one it is without seeing it.
Got it. Cool.
Okay. Recognizing that, on your second day of travel, again, staying right behind the foes which you wish to catch up to, whether they be Winter Scott Key or those pursuing him. And now on your third day of travel, Hathor. Let's say that you are leading the way going forward. What exactly does Hathor do to detect things, keep yourself safe? What do you do?
Let me look up the spell a little bit more. Like, what I do. Hang on. Ooh, okay. Okay. I think. Jesus, what do I do? Fuck. I'm not built for this. I don't know what Hathor does. What does Hathor do?
Can be for morale.
That was literally what I was gonna say. I think instead of like being like Cherie and Wax are really good at like keeping an eye out and are good. I think Hathor is doing her best with like the lack of sunlight to make sure that they don't get migraines from how tense their muscles are, you know, like
Okay.
making sure that the team is, limber. That sounds so bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is like flexible and able to like, because if you're so intensely, basically like every night she just leads them through some yoga, some like deep calming breaths, and I think that night she is going to cast Magic Circle around them.
Okay, what does Magic Circle do?
You create a 10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy centered on point of ground. Glowing runes appear. So like what she does is she like first draws out the circle with like a stick or like her rapier, and then pulls out some like dried rosehip petals,
Okay.
crushes them in her hand and sprinkles them on the center point of the ground, and a warm, like almost heartbeat pink glow spreads out as runes like weave and thread their ways through. This is high level magic. This is third level spell.
Yep.
She's focusing on it. It can either be a protection or a trap from certain creatures. So what I choose undead. They can't willingly enter the circle by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to do so, must first succeed on a saving throw. Charisma. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets within the circle. Targets within the cylinder can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by the creature. And when I cast this spell, I can elect to have it operate in the reverse direction, so it can be a trap.
Okay.
And so I'm having it be a protecting and a ward. And so I'm using my third level spell, and I'm using not like enough that it's a significant amount of loss to my holy water, but that is part of the spell.
Okay, makes sense. And as you are scribbling out the runes surrounding the circle, right before you crush up, what did you say? Rose? I've never heard of that before. Rosehip. As right before the spell activates, as you're finishing the final rune, you remember again. You guys have been up for like in terms of your previous long time of travel. You guys were up for 4 days with no sleep, just constantly traveling. Although this isn't great, given you guys are getting regular 8-hour rest, you are more than okay. But still, going in the dark for 3 days uninterrupted can do terrible things to your psyche. And Hathor, as you're finishing the final rune of that protection circle, you just kind of remember why you're doing this. Although there is the larger overarching goal of helping these people and helping this nation and stopping these horrible monsters and this terrible coup, the final rune that you lay out, it makes you think of Higgy. He's a rune knight fighter, and there's that little bit of connection between you and him.
I think also Hathor finds a lot of value in protecting, and she's not. She would love to be a fighter, but that's not her greatest strength. And this kind of magic that like heals and wards and protects and loves is where her strength is. So I think that's how she helps.
Oh, absolutely. And as you all are resting within this circle for the evening of your third day of travel, you're maybe only like maybe 10, 15 miles away from destination, waking up the next morning, you will be able to reach Jolies Pierre. But as you are all resting within this circle, you're able to feel your heartbeat begin to synchronize with the pulsing pink energy. A calm 65, 70 beats per minute, resting, making it easy for you to untense your muscles and relax. And relax you should, because above you, we're going to say it's like a dome of protection, essentially, as described in the spell. You're able to hear, and you are able to, the darkness is beaten back momentarily as above you, there is a small flash of pink fire that then kind of like blinds you a bit, and then ash falls into the circle. You are then able to see as...
Oh no, am I killing the local bat population? I don't want to kill it. They're so important to nature. No.
About 10 to 12 flying creatures dive bomb directly into this dome, and you are able to notice they are immediately incinerated by Hathor's dome of protection. What is the name of it again?
Magic circle.
Incinerated by the protection of Hathor's magic circle. Everybody here, give me an Arcana check as you watch this almost like a fireworks show directly above you.
Fey Fiend Undead.
Fey Fiend Undead, yes.
A weapon.
That's another 10.
That's a 10?
Yeah.
11?
Middle of the road.
22.
22?
Yeah.
Cherie. Hathor is a teacher, definitely. And so I think there was some kind of explanation of this could be a trap or protection. This is kind of like where I learned these rooms from, that kind of stuff. And you realize that as these bats are incinerated above you, the reason that they are incinerated is because they are not naturally forming. This is not damaging the ecosystem. Just as Hathor set up protection, it seems that the vampires pursuing Winterscott Key left traps behind them to dissuade people from following. Ooh. And Hathor's protection countered the trap that was laid for anybody trying to pursue.
Hey, yo.
Let's go.
I'm not kidding. I had that in my notes. I am very impressed by how that's incredible. And but also what you learn is that given these bats were not natural forming and were like undead bats, you get the sense that this mage has it's gonna sound kind of weird, like bat magic, and it's going to revolve around the idea of creating these undead servants to work alongside him.
We all say gracias, Hathor.
Gracias, Allatour. We all say in
De
unison.
nada.
Were you saying that Spanish? I mean, French is canon in this world, but Spanish is canon.
Yes. Ooh, Spanish.
Ooh. Because Rojo is French for snake. It's a Game Grumps thing. Okay.
Oh.
But Bodega is a Spanish word.
But as these bats are incinerated, again, it is your final day before reaching Jolies Pierre. Hathor and Wax. It's sad.
Oh, fuck.
It's sad, really. Because ever so briefly, the chamber is filled with the scent of sizzling, burning, blackened flesh and organs, rotted though the meat may have been. And your nose picks it up so easily. And almost instinctually, perhaps maybe just running your tongue over your teeth, you feel that they are perhaps a bit sharper and your tongue a bit rougher than it was before. as the lycanthropy progresses slowly but surely. There are no adverse effects as of yet, but we might be kind of, pushing the dial a bit. Okay?
Okay.
And also,
How
the
doth
daily
one-
shaving rituals, you guys are not covered in hair, so...
How doth one remove lycanthropy?
Luckily, you guys are heading into a wizard's chambers full of very high-level magical items and potions. You are coming up onto the location where you need to go to solve this, so...
Cool. So like a remove curse wouldn't. It's not.
Sadly, it has progressed to the point where it would require, like, an external medical solution.
Got it. Damn it, if only we had leveled up quicker.
Damn it.
Yeah, well, that's a werewolf's revivify, so... Alright. But with that, we progress forward just a bit more. Unless there's anything else that wants to be... is there anything that wants to be discussed or investigated before we get you guys to the end of the long, dark dungeon?
Not that I can think of.
No.
Me neither.
No. Moss, no? Okay, then we can reach the end of the long dark dungeon. 3 days in the dark, that sucks.
Day 3.
And after
Give it up for day three.
After days of travel, your body craves not only the sun, but the fresh air, and an ending to this miserable Evernight prison. Again, this sucks. This sucks. And a certain sense of relief washes over you as you're able to see a faint, glowing blue torch up ahead of you. As you approach on Pinecone, Minwee, and the Broom, whoever's on which, I will leave up to your imaginations. This relief is kind of met with a bit of regret and perhaps a bit of fear as you realize that this blue torch is locked tight behind cold rolled steel bars. As you come to the end of the long dark dungeon, you realize that you are on the opposite side of the same gate mechanism that was in Desroches, with the chains to lift it on the opposing side.
Wait. I cast detect traps.
You did, what a fucking smart idea. Okay, no
You're like,
problem.
there's nothing there.
No. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get to that in 1 second because that's super cool and I want to honor that. So you guys realize, although again, positive, you're at the end. Negative, you can't get in. Positive, you know that you're in Jolies Pierre right now, because the long dark dungeon leads directly to the center of Jolies Pierre, given Jolies Pierre is built like into and between a mountain range. However, like, to find a way inside, the bars are too tight for, like, grown adults like you guys to squeeze through, and control the chain mechanisms to raise the gate normally. But Allatour, detecting traps, it's before anybody else is even able to pick it up. It's strange, but it pings on your radar. You are able to recognize that we're just going to think about this like it's a T, and we have the northern, like, cavern wall, and then we have the gate, and then we have the southern cavern wall, okay? If I need to bring up a map, I will. Towards the northern end of the wall, Allatour, you detect, it's a trap with an asterisk.
So, shit, damn it.
That way.
This is the gate.
Exactly what
And
it
then
is.
we're like on this side with the cavern walls.
Yeah, exactly.
And then this is
that's inside Jolies Pierre. Yes, exactly.
Okay, got it.
That's perfect. On the north, we're not gonna make this too complicated. Don't worry. On the northern side of the wall, something pings, and you're able to sense a trap. You are absolutely able to sense a trap. But. Okay, so does detect traps give you information about the traps, or just tell you where they are?
It's 120 feet. Holy shit! What the fuck?
I'm gonna honor that. Don't worry.
within line of sight, a trap. The spell would sense an area affected by the alarm spell, glyph of warding, or a mechanical pit trap. Wow, this is a shitty spell. The spell merely reveals that a trap is present. You don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature of the danger posed by the trap you sense. That's a second level spell.
You know what? Fuck that. We hate that, and we're doing our own thing. If
Yeah.
Rule book optional.
If you're smart enough to, hey, look, players, anybody that's listening right now, if you're smart enough to cast detect traps, you should be rewarded with at least some information besides
Yeah,
a yes
it's there.
or no.
There's a trap. Good job.
Second level.
So yeah,
Jeez
it's with the
Louise.
second level, obviously. With the at the northern wall, you detect with 120 feet. You detect 2 traps, and I'll give you the exact fucking locations because fuck you, rulebook.
Welcome.
You're able to detect that one trap is on your side of the gate. It's on the side of the long dark dungeon. But the other trap is on the other side of the gate, within Jolies Pierre, essentially, nearest to the blue torch on the other side of the bars. And you're also able to detect, I won't give you anything more than this, but these traps are not location-based, but it seems that they are touch activated, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
If you'd like to investigate
I
further, you definitely can, but that is what I can give you right now.
I relay this information to my team.
Okay, got it. What are you guys doing?
Can I investigate?
Absolutely, yeah. So you're walking to the north wall next to the gate. Who else is doing what? Darby.
I do. How far away did you say the trap was?
I mean, I'll say like 60 feet, basically.
Damn.
Oh, okay. You can get closer. It's fine. I'm not.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you meant 60 feet, like from the gate.
No. So you can get up. So again, but it's not proximity activated. It's touch activated.
Yeah. Okay.
So even if you're like right next to it, unless you touch whatever the thing is, it's not going to activate.
Okay. Because I do have mage hand. So if we'd want to try and like trip it from a distance,
Okay.
I could try and do that.
Okay. Got it. Excellent to know. Anything else before Shuri walks up?
Is this Stray Fiend undead?
No, actually, it is not.
Okay.
Anything else or no?
I will.
Prove.
Where's the one on our side?
So
Where's the trap on our side?
So the trap on your side is right next to the gate. Is right next to the gate on your side, and
Okay.
the other trap is near the blue torch on the other side.
And the torch is like 30 feet from the gate?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I won't go up like to the I'll go like up right before the trap.
Okay, right
On
before.
our,
No,
on our side.
Maybe you pull that blue torch and it opens the gate or something like that, and it's been trapped. So
Oh,
But
maybe.
the torch is on the... Are there the same pulleys as the gate we came into?
So you're able to
Or-
recognize the same chain pulley system, but they're on the other side of the gate. So basically, you would need 2 people inside of Jolies Pierre to pull on these chains to open the gate from your side.
And the torch is also on the other side.
And the torch is on the other side. Yes.
Okay. Can I make my investigation?
Yes, you absolutely may.
Just on the trap.
Got it.
Traps. Dirty 20.
Weirdly enough, as you approach again, like is Shuri's sword still out, very defensive?
Yes.
Okay, approaching ever so carefully, every step, it's like you're walking on glass that could shatter at any moment. And as you come to the wall, and you come to right where the gate meets the wall, like these iron bars, you're able to notice, as you kind of kneel down a tad, that this trap is not any kind of tripwire, it's not any kind of like explosive device, it's not any kind of like mechanized spike pit or whatever the fuck the specific description in the spell was, but you're able to recognize a painting inside of a frame.
that's creepy. I don't like that. Well,
Looking at the painting, Cherie, you're able to notice. Oh, what'd you get? What'd you get for your investigation?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Incredible. You're able to notice that this painting is depicting a wooden door inside of a simple wooden room. There are no windows, there's no furniture, with only one candle portrayed in the far corner of the room in the painting. So imagine like you're looking through a window into a room, and it's just a basic wooden room with a door on the opposite end.
Okay.
But you're also able to notice that the corners of this painting, it's unfinished. Like certain like planks are like the detail isn't right. Some blank canvas kind of shines through underneath this extreme detail. Almost like the artist gave up before they were able to complete it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, with a dirty 20, I will get to your question in 1 second, Moss. With a dirty 20, you kind of cock your head to the right, and you see an identical twin painting on the other side of the bars, inside, like next to the torch, inside of Jolies Pierre. And you're able to recognize that, like, the same imperfections, the same wooden room, the same candle, both of these are twin art pieces, both unfinished, but one past the gate and one on your side. Make sense?
Yes.
Moss, you had a question.
When we saw Higgy, didn't we see a lot of paintings or stuff that was like, hang on.
Yes.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
That was like a painter. He had painter supplies. And little glasses.
Yeah. So yeah, Higgy was in... No. Hang on. Damn it, I was so panicked I only wrote... Cave Bat. Hunting Higgy, and that's it. Damn it.
You would remember. I will tell you that you would remember that because you got it right. The batfolk which you saw, this like cave bat, was covered in like he had a smock on, with like with an easel and a canvas and a paintbrush. He was 12 feet tall with a wingspan of 30 feet. This like this enormous batfolk. So yes, you are correct.
Damn. Okay.
And I have some written here that I think Higgy said that it attacks with paint and flies around and opens portals.
Yes.
Oh, so these paintings are probably portals.
Can I stick my sword into the painting?
As you stick your sword into the painting, Cherie, you are able to watch as and your sword becomes ink in your hand and is sucked out of your hand. Palm's favor disappears from your inventory, and you're able to see inside of the painting that you just pressed your sword into. You see that it appears and clatters to the floor inside of the painting that you just touched.
This is some Doctor Who shit level.
It goes into the painting on the other side?
It goes into the painting on your side. So the painting that you're looking at right now, it goes into that painting.
Oh, fuck. And these paintings are trapped?
So Hathor, you'd recognize, like the term trap with that asterisk, it's kind of a trap. It's touch activated. When you touch the painting, you are transformed into ink and you are placed inside of the painting.
Okay. Hey, Wax, do you have Mage Hand?
Oh, wait, yes. I'm going to try and cast Mage Hand, and I'm going to try and make it go into the painting to get Cherie's sword and take it out.
That is really interesting.
I love when he puts his hand on his hips. I love when we make him put his hands on his hips.
What you are able to notice is, because you definitely learned something here, as the mage hand and enters into the painting, you're able to watch as it kind of like ethereal. What does it look like again? What does your mage hand look like?
The Wax's mage hand, it looks like a fancy frilly little glove.
Okay, like
Kind
a
of-
white glove used to slap someone in
Yeah.
a very formal way. It slips its hand around Palm's favor and then begins to pull the sword back towards all of you. And what you're all able to notice is that the sword, the hilt approaches the, like, because we're thinking about it like this. Every painting is basically a fourth wall viewing into the scene. That kind of makes sense?
Yeah.
And what it looks like is the sword gets bigger until the hilt essentially takes up the entirety of this fourth wall window, until it then begins to and it gets pulled out of the painting. Everyone here give me a quick investigation check. Or
Hey.
Arcana check.
Okay, Fiend
They
Undead.
are.
No, not Fey Fiend or Undead. I will tell you when it's Fey Fiend Undead. That makes
Okay.
sense?
Or I could just keep asking you every time.
You know, that is actually much funnier.
18.
18?
17.
Natural 20.
Incredible.
Shuri is fucking on it.
Yep.
Yo.
This is
And
my
then, Wax, what'd you
domain.
get? Anything better than that 20?
I got 17.
I know
It's going to be publicly shared. So with rolls that good, you guys are able to recognize something. The way that this painting is made, it's like a window going into this room. And with the perspective shift you guys just saw with the sword being pulled out of the painting, you realize that this trap is not, like, the fact that you got the sword back doesn't mean this is permanent. And what you're able to recognize is that given this, like, fourth wall window is positioned right where, like, a window would be into a room, the sword had to move through the room and through the window back outside, but, like, back to where you guys are, meaning that those that enter into this painting can exit out of the window.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like just out of this painting, or does it seem like it might be connected to the other, as far as we can tell?
If you wanna
Maybe send your mage hand to open the door in there.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes, I'm going to try and send my mage hand into the painting, and I'm going to try and, like, angle myself to, like, see. I don't know if there's any sort of perspective inside the painting, but trying to see if I can get it to go, like, through and around the paintings and pop out on the other side.
It is a little bit weird because it's like you're trying to watch a TV at like a 85-degree
Yeah.
angle, but
seeing all
the
the different, like,
pixels are
colored
getting all weird.
pixels.
but
yeah.
again, this, like, this floating glove and enters in, becomes ink, goes up and grabs onto the latch of the door in the painting and is able to open up the door in the painting, and you're able to notice on the opposite side of the gate, the door swings open on the twin painting as well.
I think that, and actually as well, I'm going to try and make the glove pop out of the painting on the other side.
You are able to watch as and the glove pops out on the opposite side of the gate.
Okay. I think that we should be able to step through and back out, no problem. So hopefully that should be fine.
After you.
I was afraid you'd say that. And I'm going to climb into the painting.
All you need to do is touch it with your hand, like with a finger, and you all watch as wax becomes ink and is sucked into the painting. And you are all then able to notice. Again, this is like a, oh my god, Moss, I'm gonna need your help here. This is like a traditional oil painting on canvas. And you are all, and wax is wax in like his new post Herb Corte form, like know what I mean?
Yes, in the kind of like
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm, goddammit. Haha, I get to correct you now. No, it's fine. It's a W name.
The tall, lanky, dark hair, freckles, green eyes, kind of an amalgamation of all their friends.
And
Now
you,
in
an amalgamation of all their friends. As Hawthorne and Shri, you're able to notice as Wax becomes an oil painting rendition of himself and is now inside of this wooden room. Wax, what you're able to recognize is this wooden room, again, like, you're able to hear, and you're able to notice and see that the candle inside of the room, like this, like just a candle that was like keeping this place illuminated, is flickering in this room as this photorealistic like chamber has been now presented to you.
Look at the edges. Are they unfinished?
Are they?
You're able to look down and see at some of the planks without detail. Some of the planks aren't there at all. And you're able to see that, like, in between these, like, wooden slats, there are strips that are completely, like, white tan canvas with nothing there.
Ooh. Is there anything like in older cartoons when you can tell what the characters are going to interact with in the background because it like looks slightly off, like it's either like not as detailed or it's like bold, and so you can tell like which book they're gonna pull off the shelf, or like that a window's gonna pop open.
It's not rendered as deeply as
I am.
Is there anything like that seems like it's that it has like a that it was made a focal point in the painting?
I'm so happy that you asked that, because what you are able to notice, because I'll say that you're drawn over to the candle, basically. It's the only other object in this room besides the door. Besides the door that's open now to the other painting. And what I'll say, this is going to be a combined thing between Cherie and Allatour and Wax's actions within the painting. So you approach, you kind of sidestep this like unfinished section of the painting. You just kind of sidestep it out entirely, unless you want to investigate it later. And you approach the candle. Do you touch the candle? Do you interact with it anyway? It's like a physical. It's just like a candle inside of like a candle holder on a little like table, basically.
Yes, I'll kind of like curious about like this like painting world. I'm going to try and like poke at the side where the wax is melting and see if it feels like wax as I know it.
As you are touching the wax, excuse me.
Nice.
It feels exactly like a candle. It's giving off heat like a candle as well. Cherie and Allatour, as you look into the painting, as you see this like oil painting rendition of wax move deeper, move deeper into perspective into the painting itself, and grab onto the candle, as you kind of like peer as close as you can without touching it, you look at the candle that Wax grabs and pokes and investigates, and as Wax's finger comes off of the candle, you are able to see probably less than a pixel of white wax now on Wax's finger. And then as you look even closer, you're able to recognize that this the orangey kind of reddish flame that this candle gives off, you're able to see small little like maybe like a millimeter thick of smoke and like heat lines coming up and off of the candle as well, like the flame of the candle as well. And what you guys are able to realize is that whatever painter made this magical painting, they were so incredibly detailed that this is photorealistic when you step into it, meaning that the paintings like apply that to the level of complexity of like a painting of a beach, where like every grain of sand can be interacted with the amount of detail being put into these things. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I can understand why they left the edges unfinished.
And so it's like, and so the question is like, oh, like, can we interact with things, or something's not meant to be interacted with? It seems that the things that are finished in these paintings are so detailed, they are literally lifelike in that they are, but again, you see that there are like floorboards not there that lead to somewhere, you don't know, so.
The in-between space between all the portals.
Could you fucking imagine? Like
or just death.
Oh! Actually, there is something I want to try. I am going to take... I assume that I must have, like a quill and some ink, or, like, a bit of charcoal or something. And I want to try and draw on that unfinished parchment place. I am going to try to draw a small like flower on the unfinished parchment, and I want to see if I can pick it up and interact with it.
We are going to get to that because we just hit 124. We're going to take a very quick break, get water, go to the bathroom, get some snacks, but then we're going to come back and you guys can play around as much with these paintings as possible. Just a little prelude just for everybody. First of all, Jason, thank you for the compliments for the players and to myself. I really do appreciate that. And second of all, this is going to work as a tutorial to how the adventure of Jolies Pierre is going to work. Can you imagine how complex I'm going to get with these things?
Boy.
The amount of flexibility that's going to be on display, I am so excited. And we're going to get to that in 1 second. So, everybody, we're going to be right back.
Yeah.
We're just going to run a quick ad. Oh, what's up, Moss?
Really, instead of everyone, we should just be like, Jason, we're going to be right back. We'll
Yeah,
see you in a little bit.
Don't go anywhere, Jason, please.
Jason, please.
Jason, you're a real one.
No, but thank you that's watching or listening right now. But for any lurkers, and to Jason especially, we do appreciate you guys. And we'll get you guys soon. Peace out.
All right.
And we're back. Okay. Quick ad break, quick bathroom break, quick water break, and we are back to touching paintings and investigating things.
Oh.
Okay, so wax. So again, Cherie and Hawthorne, you guys are shoulder to shoulder looking at the painting right now as a little like oil painting, like canvas-esque, like 2D in the best way possible for you guys. As Wax is kind of like walking around just doing random tasks inside of the painting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Awesome. Then Wax, you're inside, and because I forgot to mention one thing, as you kind of like turn, you grab the candle, turn back, look towards like the empty floorboards, and you look back to where like the fourth wall would be, you are able to see your friends as large as hills and mountains staring at you through what looks like a pane of glass. Like, so this wall, like, they're like, from your perspective, it's just like a normal sized wall, like out to like the real world, and you're able to see a huge Cherie and a huge Hawthorne like looking in with their faces like staring directly at you.
A triangle.
Does the frame look like the window frame? Like, is it like the frame of the painting that looks like the wall?
Yeah. So you want to ask if there's a frame inside the painting as well as outside the painting?
Or like the frame that holds the painting, is that what, like, the glass, is it like a glass wall?
Well, the reason that I say it's like glass is because there's a clear barrier between the outside and the inside.
Okay.
Makes sense? If we want to phrase it like, oh, there's an actual frame around where the window is, I'm cool with saying that if that makes it more clear for you guys. So you're able to see a window framed within the same frame that's like the outside of the painting.
From inside the painting, I'm going to try and call, hello? Can you guys hear me?
Absolutely nothing comes through.
Ooh.
I wave.
They see you wave.
First I will try and pop out on the other side.
Okay, so you look at the door, you see another wooden room past the open door now, and you want to go through the door and then come out the other painting.
Yes.
Okay, all of that works exactly how I just described it. You are able to walk as deep as you can into this painting. You're able to walk to the open door, and then the moment that you cross the threshold into the second painting, Cherie and Hawthorne, Wax disappears from the painting that you guys are looming over, and Wax appears in the other painting that the door opened up to. And Wax, you are able to then, again, you're still holding onto the candle. There's a second candle in this room now. There's no candle in the first painting. And Wax, you're able to walk up to this like giant like sheet of glass like window. You're able to touch it, and you become ink, and you pop out. You are standing on the other side of the gate. So Cherie and Hawthorne are on one side. You are on the other next to the torch.
I lived. And the candle came out with me?
The candle did come out with you, yes.
Oh. The things in the paintings, when I hold up the candle, can come out of the paintings.
Fascinating. Also,
Curious.
What happened when Wax tried to draw on the unfinished parts?
Oh, we didn't even. Oh, sorry, we didn't do that at all.
I'm back into the painting.
Wax just fucking pokes it.
Forgot my flower.
Goes back. You rush back. You take out some coal and you try to draw inside of the painting to make something.
Yes.
What an interesting idea. Give me a quick Arcana check with advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Where am I?
Advantage.
I'd love to have advantage. 19.
The 19. Give me a second to get my flip-flops, because I just forgot my flip-flops and my feet are uncomfortable. Give me 1 second.
The dogs are demanding a cushion.
The dogs are barking. The dogs are out.
Dogs are out.
Woof woof.
God, this is not an off-leash park.
Dogs
Get a
must be
leash,
leashed.
goddamn dogs.
This has got to be against terms of service on
The
Twitch.
responsible owner of the dogs.
Okay. When I took the headphones off, all I heard was like 4 echoes of the word dogs repeatedly. That's all I heard. Okay. So as you try to draw with the charcoal on like this like blank canvas space, what flower are you thinking of? Is it like is it just like a daisy? Like what are you trying to think of?
Yeah, Wax is definitely thinking of kind of like classic like daisy, like the like kind of like a classic like children's drawing of a flower.
Okay, absolutely understood. As you try to draw on this blank canvas, you're able to notice that your hand goes underneath, like basically the floor, and then you reach into the floorboards, and you actually cannot touch the canvas that's underneath you. And what you're all able to see, Hawthorne Shuri, is Wax's arm disappears like out of the painting and can no longer be seen by you guys. So wherever this like nebulous canvas space leads to, it isn't anywhere obvious from the paintings that you're seeing right now. Make sense? Number 2, as you try to draw, you can't reach it. Again, it's like a free fall space, basically. You have no idea where it leads. But as you try to draw, nothing happens. You can't like draw that like classic daisy interpretation. And then as you kind of like pick yourself back up and you like put the coal back in your pack, you realize that in your other fist, not holding the coal, is a black daisy.
Oh. I'm going to try and go out again through the door into the other room and out of the painting and see what happens to the flower when I climb out.
As you exit out of the painting, holding on to this black daisy, a black daisy comes with you.
I hold it out to Hather and Shuri. I say, I drew this!
Does it like look like a photorealistic flower, or?
Well, let me quickly get up a photo just so I can give you a good description of a daisy flower. Hold on.
Mohoi Minoi!
Daisy
Me
looks
hoi,
like.
me hoi.
Mohoi Minoi!
You were able, so like again, the stem is jet black. The actual like center like pollen point is jet black. The flowers are like they're like a dark gray. But it's a real flower. It's a real flower. Like you probably couldn't plant it anywhere. It's probably arguably it is just dead right now. But you're holding onto a real flower in your hand right now.
Damn.
I kind of rub one of the petals between my fingers to see if it comes off as like charcoal on my hands, like if it's like made of charcoal or if it's like something else once it was made.
You guys are so fucking smart. As you rub onto the flower, on the petal itself, the petal and disappears in your hand and becomes charcoal dust.
I mean, it's made of charcoal, but this is pretty cool. Maybe we could do something with this.
Give me
Well,
a
this
quick.
is also-
Oh no, go ahead.
This is also a good way to decide if something's been left in a portal, if it originally came from a portal. Because if like, we took something out of there and it turns into like oil paint or charcoal, then we know that it was painted in there. But if like something's been left in there, we'll be able to just like Shuri's sword, you know.
Oh yeah, like the candle. If I try and do the same thing, if I like rub my fingers against it, does it come off as like paint on my hands.
So things that are okay. This is gonna get kind of. We're gonna get into the minutia real quick here, but like I have a whole rule doc for how this works. But basically, things that are that's actually really a cool idea, and I want to kind of reward that thinking a little bit as you rub into the candle wax. Literally, exactly. Wax comes off of the candle, and you're able to take chunks off of the candle that just are made of wax. There's a wick inside of the candle. Like, this seems like a real object. And if you want to give me an Arcana check, you definitely can.
Yeah. 17.
17? With a 17, what I will tell you is like one of the rules of how this operates. You guys, to some extent, are able to create things within these paintings. You don't necessarily need to draw them. Your imagination can craft things within these paintings. The reason that it was made of charcoal is because you thought of charcoal, and therefore it was a charcoal daisy.
Ooh.
However, in order for the things to be photorealistic and therefore be real when they emerge from the paintings, you would need to get whatever magical tools generated. So think about it like this: you guys can create things inside of the paintings, but they can't exist outside of the paintings. So they will operate in a real way within them, but not in the real world. However, for the bat painter that probably made these portals, given he can make these like extremely realistic paintings, he can make objects and then pull them into the real world, and they will function as they are real. Make sense?
Yes.
And that might be a skill thing. That might be a magical item thing. You don't know as of right now, but it seems that like in order to have them work in the real world, only they can do that at this point.
Okay.
At this point.
But they would work as they're supposed to within the painting.
You can push this as far as you want. I will let you guys just experiment with just this in a vacuum. So if you want to go back into we can just say you freely go back into the painting. What do you want to do? What do you want to think of?
I do want to try something. So and also stop me at any point if you guys also want to have ideas for things you want to do in the paintings. But one thing I want to try before I go back in, I want to take my dagger and slice across my thumb so that I have a wound and I'm bleeding. And I want to go into the painting, and I take my charcoal again and go back to that room and reach down into that space.
Okay.
And I want to try and draw a healing potion. But I'm not thinking of a healing potion made of charcoal. I'm thinking of a real physical potion, either in a bottle or the snuff powder that we're familiar with from the arbor. And I want to think of that and pull it up, and then within the painting, try and take it and see if it heals the wound on my thumb.
What a great idea. Now, what I will say is I want you to give me a history check and get an 18, 19, or 20, okay?
Woof. Okay. So valid. So valid. This is a big ass.
Do you want me to do it so I remember? Can I give you advantage? Can I give you advantage by telling you the ingredients to a healing potion?
Okay, so if we're gonna tutorialize this properly, there has to be some kind of cutoff so I can give information. Okay.
Okay. Oh, it didn't go into box. It didn't go into box.
Okay.
Didn't count.
I got a 14.
With a 14, you are unable to generate a healing potion. And if you would like to give me an Arcana check, actually, you know what? Give me a quick insight check.
17.
With a 17, Wax, as you go into your mind's eye and try to think of a healing potion, and you try to imagine it to then heal the cut on your finger, you try to bring it into this reality, into this like painting reality. You can think of a healing potion, but you can't think, like, within this world, it is just a regular potion, by the way. but you can't think of the smell of how it's of like the scent when you pop the cork off, and you can't think of like how the glass reflects light, and you can't particularly remember like the wrappings of the coil around it to keep it fresh. And you realize that the reason you can't bring it into this reality is because you either don't have enough experience with it, or you can't remember every painstaking detail.
Gotcha. For sure. Okay.
Can I hop in? I just have a thought. Can I make a tiny little votive to Aphrodite?
You want to make a what is it?
Votive.
What is a votive?
It's like a little symbol for prayer or stuff. So, hang on. Before
What? Yeah.
anybody...
What exactly? Yeah, I've actually never seen a votive before. Hold on.
It's an object offered, like it's part of like a vow or a prayer, like votive candles, if you've ever heard of them.
Oh, it's like okay. Yes, yeah, it's kind of like how in Catholic churches they will sometimes have like the like kind of like small like ledges where they have like the vigil. Yeah, absolutely, of course. Sherry, does Hathor explain her plan, or does she just hop right in?
I think she just hops right in.
Water's fine. The oil paint, I mean.
Do we still have our mounts? Or are they...
Pinecone's like, oh, yeah, they disappeared in the paintings. What's going on?
Can Pinecone come in? I'll do it. We'll do it later.
I'll take Minwi and Pinecone's reins, and I will walk them and myself into the painting.
Okay. All three of you entering into the painting. Entering in, you're all now in a very cramped wooden room with one door. With Hathor, Cherie, a full-size black workhorse, and Pinecone.
Mm-hmm. It's cozy.
I keep going. I keep leading Minwi out the door into the other painting.
Has to step under the door, fucking leave. And you want to exit on the other side of the bars.
Yeah.
Okay. Stepping out. Turning you both into ink. You both exit out on the other side of the bars of the gate.
I'll leave her there, and I'll go back in and make sure these goobers don't do anything stupid.
Cannonball, and you hop right back
Us?
in. Okay.
Something stupid?
You
Never.
are all in the paintings right now.
Yes.
Okay. So, what do we want to poke and prod at? What do we want to test?
Can I?
Actually,
Are there footprints in the painting? Like, are we leaving traces in the painting?
No footprints in the painting. No.
Okay.
I want to cast another spell.
Okay.
Do it.
I think what I'm gonna do instead of painting the votive, Hey, yo, why my spells look like that? Okay.
Hey, yo! Why your spells look like that?
Okay. I am going to... How big would you say this castle is?
The castle?
Yeah.
Well, you guys are going to be entering into, like, the main chamber of Jolie, like, where Burhay's Beset is. So,
like, 1,000 mile... No, 1,000 feet. Sorry, correction.
1,000 feet. Honestly, well, I'm gonna be honest. Getting to the actual like minute details of how big the castle is it's gonna get really granularly fast. I'll say 1,000 feet can cover a very fair distance, though. What's up?
Okay. And I guess that's like a radius, I suppose, because it's within 1,000 feet of me.
Allow it.
I'm gonna cast Locate Object.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do it on Higgy's Sending Stone.
What an absolutely fascinating idea. And I can tell you right now that you do not I just saw Jason's message. You do not lose the spell slot because the spell fails. You cannot detect Higgy's Sending Stone.
I've come out of the other side of the painting.
Oh, you're out of the painting now?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm on the other side of the gate.
Important info, you wouldn't have been able to detect it in the painting.
Yeah.
However, even though you try to detect his sending stone within 1,000 feet, which is a pretty far radius, and you know that he was in this castle, you are unable to detect Higgy's sending stone.
He's in a portal. He's in a portal somewhere. He got grabbed and he's in a portal somewhere. That's my thought. That's Hathor's thought. Shit. I'm gonna burn another one. And I'm gonna do it on the sphere that was around Bierha's Beset.
Oh, Hathor, your locate object. What is it? What does it look like?
Okay. Hathor will carefully braid her hair into 2 locks. And then, kind of just like crouch down, like squat down, arms around her knees, and almost like you know, with like meditation, you'll trace a shape in your palm.
Mm-hmm.
It's that with like some very soft humming, and then I think her eyes like pulse with that same like soft pink light. But it's a very subtle spell, I think.
Okay, got it.
And I think her eyes remain that kind of pink glow because it's concentration for 10 minutes.
Okay, with that very that gentle nature, the light pink glow, you are able to detect like the glass cylinder that Bierhaze was suspended in is only 120 feet away down the chamber. Like
Okay.
Past the gate down the chamber, he is very close by.
Okay. I think Hathor is done with the painting investigation and is kind of almost hopping from one foot to the other, kind of like, come on. Like, one of my loves is kind of fucked up right now. Can we finger paint later? Maybe?
Okay, so
Can I do one more thing?
Yeah. I'm like, let's go over all the rules first before we go crazy. All right, so what else? So Hathor kind of being ready to go. We'll just say that you kind of get locked in to go to the next area. What other investigations we want to do?
Go.
Seeing Hathor anxious to leave, Shuri's getting ready to join her, but real quick, in the painting, she's gonna think of a swan's feather.
A swan's feather. Fascinating. Give me a quick nature check and get I'll say it's a 15 or above.
Faith Fiend Undead?
Not Fae Fiend Undead, no.
Okay. Nature?
Yep.
22.
With a 22, you are able to close your eyes and in your mind's eye picture a swan's feather. Open your eyes and a long, glorious white swan's feather has appeared in your hands.
Fascinating. Tucks it into her bag and will like kind of stand at the door and wait for Wax to leave before she'll leave.
Okay, the last thing I want to test, I want to reach down into that space again.
Okay.
And I think and knowing before that it's about like sense memory, I think very, very carefully of a little field mouse with like the soft fur and the little tiny paws and the tail. And I try and think very, very carefully of all the little different parts of a field mouse that I want to try and...
Okay, not a problem. First of all, just want to let it be known, you don't have to reach your hand into the nothing space to create things.
Oh, okay.
You can just do that wherever you want. Yes, Wax does a quick fucking drag show dead drop.
Disney Channel. Bum, 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 bum.
And as you think of a little field mouse, I will say this: Wax, have you encountered field mice in the Feywild? Have you seen them there?
I don't think so much in the Feywild, but more so at the Pavel estate, like in the barns and on the farms like that, always in the grass.
Makes a lot of sense. And with no check necessary, and you open up your hands and a small field mouse has appeared inside of your hands.
Okay. And then I want to try and bring it out of the painting.
Okay, you try to bring it outside of the painting.
It explodes.
I mean, so
God.
you bring it outside of the painting, and as it kind of like it chitters a little bit, and this living thing made in the painting is now outside of the painting.
I made a mouse. Sorry, I know things are very tense and we've got a thing to do, but this is kind of fucking really cool.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, just wanted to see if that was possible, and I'm gonna put it
What?
in my
What
pocket.
do we? What is that? Is that like just a regular mouse now, or is it like an undead?
Is it just like a-
or
As you try to put it back into your pocket, you watch as the mouse slowly begins to dissolve into canvas paint.
Keep it.
Sadly, again, things created within the dimension. Although, good thing to learn, you can make living things inside of these paintings.
Okay. And they last briefly.
About 15 seconds, maybe.
Okay. Living things last 15 seconds.
Hey,
That's almost 3 rounds.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No, Jason, it feels no pain. It was in no agony. It was made of ink. Scientists debate
You know
whether
the
it was alive
whale?
at all.
You know the whale in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Exactly, yeah.
You are so damn lucky I didn't have enough time to name it, because it was about to be.
It was about to be.
Okay, made the mouse. Perfect.
That is all from me for now, for testing out the paintings.
Now, let it be known there are more rules to discover that you can. That let's be honest, just by brute forcing it, you're not gonna be able to figure it out. But we will get to that later. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I hand Pinecone's reins to Wax
Thank you.
I have my broom.
after
Okay.
you. I say to Wax before leaving the painting.
Oh,
no,
yes.
you're already
Oh, yeah,
out.
I'm out.
Sorry, I walk out with Pinecone. And I give
thank
Pinecone
you.
to Wax.
Cherie says
Yeah.
after you turns and sees that Wax has already left.
Ah.
Okay, got it. As you guys continue down like this, again, the transport hallway for the long dark dungeon begins to become a bit more cramped as it becomes more suited to people and not to mass transit. And you guys are then able to come across, kind of as everything kind of begins to tighten out around you, Cherie, Wax, Hawthor, you're able to notice, again, more of those like individual footprints. You're able to notice those scratches against the ground and the walls. Again, things have already come through here before you guys have arrived. And everybody here, give me a quick perception check as like your torches begin illuminating more of the area around you.
6.
6.
16.
16.
15.
I'll say with a group check, like just Wax, your head kind of just following as Cherie and Hawthor, you both go a bit bug-eyed, not freaked out, but almost maybe freaked out, maybe impressed as you realize that one painting of the door in the long dark dungeon, like away from its twin. It's a little bit strange to see that until your torches begin illuminating the ceilings and the walls and the floor, and maybe not the floor, the ceilings and the walls around you, and you realize that not an inch of space is wasted, as you are able to see an almost incalculable amount of paintings lining the walls, lining the ceiling. None are completed. All have some brush strokes or details missing. But even in this chamber, completely black other than the magical fires of one torch still burning on, hundreds of paintings are all around you.
That's so many portals. We could go real Scooby-Doo in here.
Just fucking hop back and forth.
There we go, that was better.
And you guys are able to come to the end of this entranceway, and you realize that like that twin painting being on the other side of the bars is because that is the farthest that this creature could reach to place their art even further out from the castle themselves. as you guys reach the end of the long dark dungeon and come across just a flat, almost like semi like translucent wall, like kind of obscuring that, like blurring what is behind it, but has some kind of like magical entryway into this main wizard's chambers. Bierhaze Beset's chambers.
Yes.
I've used up all my second level spell slots, so I'm not gonna cast Detect Traps again.
I'll do a quick divine sense to kind of ping, ping, ping.
Quick
If
divine
there's anything
sense.
around. Yes.
Nothing comes up on your radar.
Okay.
Nothing positive, nothing negative, nothing undead, nothing well, again, you do get like an ambient like. I mean, fuck it. We got a half.
We got Sheree. We got
Hathor here.
I'm like, all my friends are here.
Exactly, a lot of mixed signals, but like, again, all friendly signals, definitely. As nothing of an obvious, like, horrendous danger pings to you.
Okay.
I'll lead the way. Still, torch in one hand, sword out in the other.
Okay. Torch in one hand, you step through this like this shimmering. You step through this like this shimmering veil. I'm gonna change the music real quick. Give me 1 second.
To happy triumphant music.
Yeah, guys, we did it.
We did
did
it.
We
I'm
made
so
it.
proud of us that we figured out the brittle, but
Yeah.
like so quickly. Because
Yeah.
instead of it's like, I try and insult the painting, what happens?
It's talk activated. You have to say the right code phrase. We're gonna be here a while.
God damn it. Tries to make bat noises.
Cherie,
That's
followed by Wax and Hawthor, you guys are able to step out, and it is like you have stepped into a painting. Because you're able to recognize, and you're still in the real world, don't worry. I'm going to make that very clear when you are not. But you're able to step out, and you're able to see exactly what you saw when you looked through the painting and saw that perspective of Bierhaze Beset's internal wizard chambers. Let me see if I can get that description up real quick so I can be exact in what I say. Yes, so again, covered, the floor covered in paint and deep cuts, paintings lining every single available surface with seemingly no organization, again, none finished. The hundreds in the tunnel lead to hundreds, perhaps 1,000 more. Alchemy equipment, magical scroll writing utensils. You'll see like testing areas, like a huge R&D department for like more in-depth specific magical items, spell components, medical equipment. And finally, at the center, you're able to see a enormous glass cylinder with Bierhaze Beset suspended inside. You'll see him floating there, his beard kind of moving up and down. He's unmoving, his head is down. And you're able to notice, again, those scratch marks or those like sword marks against the glass, like something was trying to get in but failed. And you step into this chamber. And it is well lit because you guys have torches and you guys have dark vision, but besides that, there is no light illuminating this place. None whatsoever. You're able to see torches kind of lining the room. You're able to see like areas where you could turn on like magical lighting of some kind, but nothing that is on by default. Make sense?
Can I do a survival check and look for any signs of Higgy?
Yes, you may, and I'm going to give it to you with advantage, all right?
Okay.
This is the power of love.
That's the power of
I'm gonna flip
love.
my coin. Okay, that's better. Survive. Damn it, why am I on Cherie's character sheet?
Hey!
Oh,
Get out of here!
Yeah!
I
Earlier I was
that
like,
affects
why can't...
hundreds of people every year.
Why could you possibly
Earlier
be
I
on
was on-
Cherie's character sheet?
It's on our campaign thing on
Oh,
D&D
right.
Beyond. But I was on Wax's earlier and I was like, why can't I mark this spell slot we use? And I was like, oh, it's
Those
'cause
are
this
my
isn't
spells.
Stop trying to take our stuff!
19.
With a 19, you remember that, like, again, you remember that painting when you had that conversation with Higgy. Higgy was in the midst of doing battle with this thing, this batfolk, wherever it is. And you look for signs of Higgy. And as you look around, again, you're able to recognize, okay, location spells aren't going to work on him because whatever realm or pocket that he's in is not being affected by finding things on the material plane. And as you begin kind of scanning around, you begin to see specific paintings like lined up around this central chamber. And what you're able to see are notes. But they're not notes. They're not in common, they're not in celestial, they're not in Orcish, they're not in any language that you would understand. But you remember them, because the only time you remember them is by seeing them on Higgy's runes, on what he does battle with. And it seems that with a 19, it seems like Higgy, either in battle or within preparation, was drawing out and painting runes on some of these paintings. But for what reason, there's no way you could discern. However, with a 19, you look at the floor, and you look at these like scratches and claws at the floor. Now again, you do see like claw marks, like again, those monsters that you've been tracking here so far. That's definitely here, definitely present. But you're able to see deep, intentional cuts done by a great sword, or the primary weapon that Higgy wields in combat. And you're able to notice that these cuts, it almost like they weren't trying to strike anything intentionally. And as you begin to kind of like trace, like you walk it like arms out like a tightrope, you're able to recognize that in this center chamber, Higgy was carving out a rune that is incomplete. And with activation of these runes, they can be elemental, they can have magical effects, they can have spell effects, but you don't know what this room on the floor of this place is supposed to do. Make sense?
Could I complete the rune?
I'm gonna be honest. No, without talking to Higgy, without knowing like what else needs to be added, because again, like, let's be honest here. Although you two are very close, and he has taught you some runes to be engrossed with them, to know them well enough to know what he was trying to do. You need to be like a rune knight fighter, basically.
I've been dating my boyfriend for 3 months, and now I speak fluent Spanish. Hola.
It's only those two things were happening not in any kind of connected way. Were you studying Spanish?
I also have a major in Spanish.
I also have a major in Spanish, and I just graduated yesterday.
My boyfriend's Irish.
Could you fucking imagine? It's like, I started dating my boyfriend 3 months ago, and now I speak in tongues that no one can understand. It's like, what?
Okay.
So yes, you're able to recognize that.
Fuck, okay. What do I do? Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. What do I do? What do I do? Okay. I want to go up to his little fucking Digimon
His cage.
circle.
His little test tube.
His
Pokeball.
can't be tamed set piece. Sorry. The dome is fried. I want to go up.
Does anybody else want to do anything? I mean, like, fuck.
Sorry.
Can
Please
I make?
don't let me.
Can I make an investigation check to see if there's any sign of anything around, like any Fey Fiend undead?
A very smart idea. Go ahead and give me that check with advantage. What, survival, perception? What do you want to do?
Can I do investigation?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Sure, you step forward, and you step forward again, and you can hear these slight. Again, it's perceptible only because of how silent it is in this room. And it is the slight movement of gravel under your feet. Again, a stone chamber as you move forward, your torchlight illuminating the room around you. And you remember what Higgy said, that trying to get Bure Hayes out, slashing it with his sword, created noise. And noise drew whatever creature is stalking these halls to the center chamber, where Higgy grabbed the painting and began his conversation with you. And as you look around, as you scan the environment, there is nothing in this main chamber right now. But you all realize that absolute silence is required. Or perhaps this thing will learn your location, if your torchlight has not already given your positions away.
I go like this to Hathor and Wax. Can I try to quietly snuff out the torch?
Oh god, Crackle's gonna give us away.
It's probably not sentient anymore.
We will get into that. There are more important things to cover. As you try to silently put out the torch, how do you try to do that?
I think if I have like a spare like cloth in my bag, I would like to try to like quietly pull that out and just like smother the flame.
You would definitely have rags in your bag, absolutely.
Yeah.
As you were able to and extinguish the flame. But there are 2 more torches remaining. Wax and Hathor, do you guys put out your torches?
Yeah, I'll take some rags from my bag as well and extinguish the flame.
As your torch is extinguished.
Hathor is vibrating, basically, with all that meditation, all that yoga. Don't mean shit right now. She will also put out her torch. Just with her hand.
As Crackle, Wick, and Ember are extinguished, and we are going to imagine everything as if it is a completely pitch black segment of a horror movie, with skin being gray, with eyes being white, wide open looking for any stimulus, as you are all now in pitch black. Cherie with dark vision is able to see, 30 feet, 60 feet?
60 feet.
Hathor, 30 feet?
Also, 60 feet.
60 feet? 60 feet out, like a night vision camera outside. You're able to see this like black and gray aesthetic everywhere. But Wax, any dark vision or no?
Nope.
Then Wax, you are in pitch darkness and not a sound can be heard. What do you all do?
I just kind of I'm going to put a hand on Cherie's shoulder just so that I can feel if she goes anywhere.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll put a hand on Hathor's shoulder for that same reason. Can we say that we just missed our bounce before we walked in?
You absolutely did, yes.
Okay.
It's me, Podcone! Yeah.
Come get us, motherfuckers! So vulgar.
Podcone could take him.
I ain't afraid of anything. I'm fine.
I'll never die.
I can't die.
I can't die.
the op.
Fuck it. I ate the op. Only time I've ever stood 4 hooves on anything was on the op's throat. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, what do you guys do?
Was Beerhaze Beset, remind me, was he like awake? Chilling?
He's just hanging there.
He's just hanging? Did he see us?
He's just suspended right now, like nothing hanging him, nothing supporting him. He's just like in a liminal like levitation space, basically inside of this glass tube.
So he's not like aware of his surroundings.
You don't.
As far as we can
he
tell.
didn't have any reaction to you guys stepping in.
Okay.
God damn it! All my spells are verbal.
Oh shit! I didn't.
You're so smart, Moss. You're so smart. I was gonna fuck you guys with that.
Thank you, Moss. No, they're literally all verbal.
Yeah,
God.
same.
That's why.
You son of a bitch!
Wait, you motherfucker. Wait. Let me check. Okay. Damn it, it's verbal. Fuck. I was gonna cast silence on us.
If you want to cast a spell, you can make a stealth check.
No.
What if I whisper?
Eat my ass.
You can make a stealth check.
Sorry.
Give
Give me guidance. Wait. Let me check first. Damn it, guidance is verbal.
You can make a stealth check.
I only have a +4 to stealth.
Only.
Only.
Wait, 'cause I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Because is it worth it? I wanted to cast Mage Hand inside the tube and like poke him.
You can definitely try.
What is
Is
my
it-
stealth? What is my stealth? Oh, also disadvantage because of my freaking chainmail. Good.
Do you have to see where Mage Hand is going, though?
Great question. At a point I choose. I don't have to choose a place I can see.
Damn, that is... Wow.
I'm going to try to very, very quietly cast Mage Hand. And I want to try and cast it in the tube. Well, then he can't speak.
Would it still be
Sign
up from
language.
from the painting? From when you put it in the painting, would it still be up? How long is it?
Oh,
how long is it?
does
does
I mean,
it last?
it's a cantrip, right?
Cantrip.
Yeah, I'll say it has to be recast.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
vanishes if it's more than 30 feet away from you.
Okay.
Is there like fantasy Morse code? Would we have any? Would I have any reason to know something?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, it's thieves' cant, and none of you know
Right.
it.
Nope, sure don't. I'm trying to think of a way to communicate with this fucking guy.
I'll start with the chain we've made. I'll start moving in the direction of the set
Okay. You
because
start
I can
moving
see because I can see.
in the direction of the cylinder. Okay.
Yes.
I will come with you.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm
Okay.
staring at my spells as if they're gonna change.
You're all
You
good.
guys move ever so quietly. No stealth required. Just heel toe, until you are right up next to the glass cylinder, where you're able to see the reflections of your own eyes in the thick glass.
Is he positioned towards a painting in particular?
Give me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Yes,
Natural
bitch!
20.
That's like your fucking third tonight! It's all coming up, Cherie.
With a natural 20, this will be the last little thing we do before we end. As you all approach the glass cylinder, you all begin looking at Bierhaze floating about maybe 7 feet off the ground. And again, short, old man, big beard, very old, sounds like Snape. You know what he looks like. He's in like traditional old wizard clothes, eyes closed, he's hanging down. And Shuri, with your dark vision, you start kind of taking in his body overall. You start taking in, like, you know, the cloaks that he's wearing, you start taking in, like, the spell book that he has. And you are able to notice that on his neck, there is, like, exposed over his clothes, there's a small little pendant, like a little pendant that you can, like, pop open and reveal something inside. And it's popped open so that just, like, it's not locked, but it's just open enough that you can see the slight sliver of some kind of painting within. Now I'm gonna need a perception check from everybody here.
Not in the box.
Let me know if anybody
Natural-
gets a nat 20.
Nope. The opposite. Actually.
I got a 15.
15?
23.
23? as you're all looking, again, black and white, gray skin, white eyes, like reflecting any hint of light that's picking you up. And as you're all looking up towards Bjurha's Beset, you're able to see, with a nat 20 stealth check, a hand emerges out of the darkness behind you guys, reach over your heads, and with a long claw and poke into the glass above you and say, "That is where we are trying to go. That is where."
I turn ever so slowly.
You turn ever so slowly, all of you, and to Wax, all you're able to see are the reflections of two massive brown eyes with everything else shrouded in darkness. But to Cherie and Hawthor, which you're able to notice, is about 11 feet tall, kind of hunched a little bit, an enormous batfolk. Again, just to retread where we were, an elongated snout with a black nose, two giant brown orbs that function as eyes, dark gray fur covering its entire body, slick, like black skin, wings tucked into his back, not actively open. And like these outstretched like arms, again, like enormous claws, with a smock on, a tiny little pair of spectacles on his nose, with a paintbrush and a portable easel, a canvas, and a... God, what is it? Yeah, an easel. Yeah, like the wooden thumb slat to carry around paint. As this painter, as this giant batfolk kind of lurches above all of you and just looks.
At us?
Yeah, just stares at you.
Where are you trying to go?
His hunched form, he looks back and he taps the glass once again and says, "In there? In there, we are trying to get in there." And he's poking towards the locket that's on Bjurhaze's chest. "It has been long work, but there has been no success so far. But I shall find it. There is no reason to worry."
Where does it lead?
Explain more. I need more to answer that question.
Well, they're trying to, because if they're trying to go in the locket, like what the way the paintings are portals, where does that portal go?
You're able to watch, again, Wax, you're saying this basically to nothing right now. Cherie and you're just saying this to the two eyes that you can see and nothing else, as
orbs.
As Hawthor and Cherie, you're able to watch as Wax, to you saying that, you're able to notice just like maybe like 4, maybe like 6 inches in front of you, a massive black nose and smells you, like he turns his head up, goes over to Hawthor, and then sniffs you, Hawthor, as well. You're able to like massive like puffs of like hot air slam into your face, as standing back up, hunched shoulders, looks to you, Cherie, in the darkness, again all in black and white, and says, "Efrasa, your lackeys from Sharietto are so poorly educated. He would give you the worst among them." And then kind of like turns away, taking out his canvas to begin painting once again.
What did he say?
He said, Ifrase, your lackeys from Sharietto are so uneducated.
Can I do an insight check as to what he means by that?
Everybody please give me an insight check.
Is F here?
What are you hiding?
15.
15?
17.
17? Allatour, we're not gonna roll?
Sorry, what?
Okay,
Are we all doing insight?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
give me insight, yeah.
I thought it was just Cherie. I'm sorry. It's fine. It's a 4.
It's a 4?
4 plus.
Well,
It's a
yeah,
4 plus
look,
7 for an 11.
Wax and Tree rolling that well. Ifras. An interesting name. Similar to a name you've heard before. We can talk about that a bit later. I'm not going to say it now, but you've heard a name that's very similar before. But this looming figure mentioned Sherietto. And before we put it all together, what are bats known for? What's the stereotype about bats?
Echolocation?
That is one, definitely.
They
But there's
used to be the most common mammal in Pennsylvania.
That's
before
exactly
white
what it is,
nose
Moss.
syndrome.
No. Okay. But that's very funny.
Babies? Question mark. Vampires? Question mark.
If you cannot see something, you can be called.
Oh, blind is a
Blind.
bat.
Y'all made jokes about it. The tiny spectacles on this looming bat figure's face. It's almost like, as gifted as a painter as this figure is, his eyesight is exceptionally poor. And F and Cherie looked remarkably similar. The reason that you were all not attacked is because smelling the two which he could not identify, identifying them as having lycanthropy, with Cherie looking like F to those with poor eyesight believed you to be emissaries of Sherietto Pavalakwa.
So in, baby.
We're so in.
So in.
As the bat figure turns away to continue painting. And we're gonna go for maybe another 10 minutes and we're gonna end off. Sound good, everybody?
Hey.
Yes.
Okay. What do you all do?
In my
Guiding bolt. No, I'm kidding.
You spit on the gift I have given you.
You will regret this.
Do we still need to be quiet, or are there more bats around, or
There don't seem to be any other, if there are, you have not heard them.
still in a whisper, I will say to the bat folk, where is the little one?
Genius.
Hunched shoulders. You wish to know where Ifrasu has gone?
Yes.
There is no reason to worry. Come. And this bat folk speaking common is like speaking back to you in like a whisper. A whisper that all of you are able to hear, but it is so exceptionally quiet. As this bat folk begins... and then begins kind of like, well, again, massive looming figure, like begins kind of like scuttling along his wall of paintings, encouraging you all to follow.
I follow and keep hands on Wax and Hathor at all times.
Following, as you guys all follow, this batfolk creature takes you all over to this is a wider painting than the door painting that you all saw before. And I'm going to change the music very quickly. We're going to switch back to a more calming music afterwards. But taking you up to this painting, this figure begins to tell you all a story. Again, not giving you any personal information. You guys don't know this creature's name, but you're currently masquerading as enemies, essentially. So however you want to discern that, however you want to get more information, is up to you. But you guys are able to watch and say, as this batfolk figure looms and says, This is where I put Ifrasu. in this one right here. And he points to a painting that is it's a very wide painting that's a depiction of this insane battle over a stone bridge running across a river in between two fields. And what you're able to notice is that instead of this painting being like, an obvious window into a room, this painting is a bird's eye view similar to like a Civil War like battle painting, and you guys are able to see one army full of full knights in armors. There are like not people with bows, but like musket men, commanders on horses on one side, all in blue armor or like blue adornments, and then on the other side of the river an equal army in red adornments. And you're able to notice that like trees are burning. Like if the primary color of the painting before was like brown with a hint of orange, this is a painting that seems to be inspired by fire and by mud. It looks like these fields have been destroyed. The river is running blue, like with this stone bridge, along with again these two immense armies fighting each other over this bridge. Make sense?
Yeah.
As this batfolk looks and says, "It is an incredibly detailed piece of work, but it is where I put those who fought, those who were very, very loud and tried to disrupt my work. Also, it seems that this one, the girls were regrettable, but it seems that they are doing their best to defend them. And it looks like he is holding onto the bridge pretty well. We should be able to hold out until the collection team is able to find him in there." And this batfolk with his massive clawed finger points to the center of the painting, right at where the bridge is, in between these two armies, hucking the painting hucking volleys of shot at each other from these muskets. And you're able to notice, again, it's so small, you guys need to almost press yourselves up against it, but you're able to see maybe 2-3 centimeters tall, in between two overturned wagons, trying to use them as cover. You're able to see a figure with a hawk's head cane and a very unique sword, trying to fight off the soldiers coming to try to take him out, with two smaller blonde figures kind of huddled down in cover around him. Make sense?
Pull them out. I will take care of him for you.
There is no reason to do that, Ephras. The collection team is already inside and making their way over to him. And you are all able to notice that tearing through the ranks of this painted military are these vampiric monsters, enormous ears covered in fur, with a single mage flying above them, heading towards the center bridge. And also, this was more of a personal preference, but I just could not stand those that were trying to make noise without surrendering. And so, although I think it clashes with the color palette, you will see a notable streak of green towards the center. And pointing to the bridge, Hathor, you're able to see, fighting alongside Winter Scott Key, covered in paint. You're able to see Higgy fighting like a madman while dropping to his knees and carving something into the bridge.
I want to grip my broom. Put it between my legs and fly in.
as you fly off into the painting, everyone is able to watch as Allatour becomes a streak of pink and brown ink and disappears as you. We're gonna stay with the painting perspective. As you guys are able to notice, like a fly buzzing around the battlefield, Allatour rapidly becomes smaller in the painting as she rushes off towards the bridge to go help Higgy.
And at 3rd level, around myself, it's like crackling pink electric lightning that turns into fire and plasma and then eventually morphs into almost these little winged imps as I cast Spirit Guardians around myself.
You cast Spirit Guardians around yourself again, like a pink pink imps apply. We're from the devil side. As they begin flying all around you. As immediately this batfolk like grips onto the painting and goes, streaks of pink clash with the aesthetic of this painting. What? As looks over to you, Cherie, and says, if Frost gets your people under control, they are going to ruin my work.
Of course, my deepest apologies, and I grab Wax and pull us into the painting.
Yep, let's go.
As you guys hop and you're able to hear as you're able to hear this batfolk cry out, being like, and make sure not to disrupt anything. As you disappear into the painting, Allatour, you are flying
120 feet.
120 feet up. A sense of heat automatically hits you. And what it's from is from the burning of flaming debris shot by trebuchets coming to either side. This is a massive battle that is occurring right now. However, Cherie and Wax, you are not so lucky. As you jump through the window into the painting, you're able to see an 80-foot drop underneath you because the window in was not at ground level. Can I get an acrobatics check from both of you as you begin to plummet 8 stories down?
Whee! Am I able? No, I still have my coin. I'm not going to bother with that yet. Okay. You said, was it athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Oh, fuck. So not in the box.
Natural 20!
Natural 20!
Yeah.
What is it? Acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Okay. Or a 20 tree.
Flipping my coin. Okay. What is that?
What is that?
What is that?
God, oh my God.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry, the font. Okay, wow. Okay.
That's
Acrobatics?
a good roll.
Acrobatics,
Yeah.
yes.
This is good.
That's a 6.
Ah!
It's a 6. Okay. Jumping through the painting, you both immediately go into free fall and immediately begin shooting down. But again, and you look out, and it's like this mass countryside laid out before you. And Wax, you only take 10 points of force damage as you are able to fall and slam into an upright medical tent behind the blue team's line, behind the blue army's lines, and slam and like basically crash through like a stretcher with wounded on it, and like these the posts as you kind of like roll in and like destroy this like tent. Cherie, you take 20 points of bludgeoning damage. As you essentially have to miss this, because again, you just have more mass, you miss this medical tent and fly off to the side. But as you fly off to the side, you realize that this battle looks familiar to you. You remember this battle, not because you fought in this battle is from hundreds of years ago. but you remember this battle because it is the same battle portrayed by the painting back in Herb Corte, the painting that you used to cover up the hole leading into the dragon chamber. This is the Battle of the Four Seasons that was mentioned ever so briefly, and you three are now living this history. And with that, as you enter in behind enemy lines, Hawthor flying in to help Higgy defend against these waves of attackers. I need everybody here to roll initiative.
Yay!
10.
10.
10.
16.
16.
21.
21. And
Yo.
with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Ah!
So we're playing not tomorrow, but the next day, right?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're all having a good time.
Ooh, yes, indeed.
Yes, and
Yeah.
yes. Welcome to Jolies Pierre.
Paintings are so fucking sick.
So cool.
This is
Neat.
crazy. This is crazy.
Yes, I am. So, this is a level of insanity. I am so excited because also now I can just have like, and of course there are unfinished parts of this painting that you guys can interact with a little bit later. But the first battle of Jolies Pierre is going to be from. Someone change the music.
I switched it to like peaceful ambience.
Oh, what do you mean?
so
You
it's
want to
not
get
just-
PTSD? What the fuck?
For God's sakes, man, pull yourself together.
We're taking water on the starboard side. Yes.
We're just passing by. Oh my
Yes.
god.
So, and that means that, like, again, all these like sandboxes everywhere. Again, every painting is an environment or some kind of like a portal to another created reality from this batfolk person who you don't even know the name of.
Oh,
Nope.
man. And this whole combat will be in the painting.
Yep.
So we can freaking make shit.
Yes.
Imagination.
I've been thinking a lot about that. And then also, what is there another thing that I wanted to mention? Yeah, and it looks like Higgy and Winterscott are fighting side by side just to try
Yeah,
to fucking
I
live.
knew it. I knew. I had the thought of like, if Winterscott Skis defected, the way in which Drew's gonna make it so that we don't immediately just beat his face in is him being like, I saved your friend's life.
Winter Scott Key, you mean Ifrasu?
Ifrasu. How do you spell that, Drew?
I will tell you right now because there is a god. Okay, should I? You guys
There
do
is
New
a
York
god?
Time games. There is a
god,
pattern
Drew?
developing that you guys might be able to recognize. But if God, where the fuck is it? I want to make sure I get it right. If Frasu is spelled EPHRASU.
And how is F's name spelled?
F's name is spelled EPHRASE.
Frasu.
Okay.
Frase.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I know things.
You know things.
I know things.
Share things if you know things.
Share
if
with
you
the
want
class.
No, I don't think I will.
to. Okay.
Boo.
You bitch. You jerk.
Because it's not. Because these are the Besets, and a lot of them sounded like their names, but this is like.
Well, this is like the Coven, right? This
Oh,
is,
right.
Also, did I ever say how much damage Cherie took falling into the painting?
20.
You said 20.
20? Okay, got it. I just wanna
20.
make sure.
20. Because Wax took 10, I took 20.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's crazy. That
I-
damage would have brought Hathor almost down to single digits.
Could the Batman have thrown us in and given us the power to fly?
He could have.
Oh, we should have imagined.
Well, and I
Fuck!
actually thought a lot
Fuck!
about that. He
Oh wait,
actually,
we can imagine.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Let it be known there are restrictions as to. Okay, so I'll let you guys know right now. You all are able to manifest things in the painting. If you want to manifest things of consequence, you can manifest harmless things basically as much as you want, essentially. But if you want to manifest things, imagination pulls so deeply from your own personal experiences. I have made general lists of things that you guys can generate based upon the skills that your characters are most proficient in.
Ooh.
So, for example, wax being exceptionally good, and this can be applied in a lot of ways. Wax is like food and like very elegant things. Hathor is like medicine and magical things, and Cherie is monsters because Cherie has studied monster and monster anatomy so much that it made sense. It was like, yeah, she would know these monsters fucking inside and out, obviously.
Wait, can you repeat that? Like wax is.
So wax would be like food and animals. Hathor would be things that are like medical or magical, and Cherie would be monsters or creatures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Make
my
sense?
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hathor knows her broom better than anything else. Can Hathor just make like infinite flying brooms?
Now, you're not gonna believe me.
That's the tone of
However,
panic.
However, there are stipulations to how much you can create. Because this batfolk seems very frustrated that Hathor ruined his designs.
Interesting.
You stole fizzy lifting drink.
Now,
Stole fizzy lifting.
if I may, I'll give you guys a quick spoiler here. If you guys make too much stuff, this batfolk, because again, the painting can be edited by you guys, but also the dude that made it can edit it from the outside and affect things on the inside. Meaning, if you make too many things, he might start taking some things away. Or, in order to make the art consistent with the theme of the painting, he's very possessive over his creations. He might make things more difficult for you if you disrupt too many things.
Can he get rid of my broom? So if he gets rid of my broom in the painting, does he get rid of it in the real world?
We die in the painting, do we die in real life?
I literally put that.
I'm not gonna be a dickhead about it, like, because again, certain things that are real that he makes, he can then give you back, basically. This guy can, like, create things. So if he takes away your broom for a combat, if he still likes you, he can make it back for you.
Oh, he'll have to.
Yeah, it's just, listen up, buddy.
Command.
I got one thing.
Gib.
Yeah, give. So yes, are there any more questions before we all go to bed? We've been doing this for about 3 hours now.
I meant to say that this whole like painting mechanic is like that one episode of Chowder when he's drawing on the screen and he go and they go, "Don't right there." He goes, "Ah!" He's like, "That's here. Come closer, closer." And then he sprays it and cleans it. But then there's the Cartoon Network sign, and Chowder goes, "What about that one?" He goes, "Oh, that one doesn't go away. I've
Yep.
tried."
Trust me.
I'll find
a
it.
perfect rendition of the clip. That was very funny.
Oh my god.
Chowder.
Yeah. And yeah, are there any more questions regarding any of the mechanics before we sign off?
Who's
That was so much fun.
this mage guy person?
He seems to be so basically. It sounds like the Coven has like collection units used to keep some like essentially some rebels or dissenters in check, and it sounds like this guy, he's not a Coven leader, he's not gonna have a castle dedicated to him, but clearly Winter Scott Key fucked up in some way, and this guy has been dispatched by the Coven to collect him and do something. So
Okay.
And this is the same guy from the town that we were in who had like the swords, right?
different guy entirely.
Different guy.
The sword
Okay.
guy seems to be against everybody. He's against the Coven and against Winter Scott Key.
Okay.
Right, because it was the mage, and there was a big guy, and then all the freaky little vampires.
Freaky little freaks. Yeah.
Freaky little
Three little
freaks.
freaks.
You're a freak.
So yes, get ready for war.
My favorite card game.
All of these.
1, 2, 3, war.
1, 2, 3, war.
I love how in the 2 campaigns that I run, there's maybe only one character who is equipped for a large-scale battle, and it's Cherie. And that's the only. Nobody else here should be in war ever.
Not with that attitude.
Oh, with that
I'd be a
attitude.
fabulous medic.
That's true.
True.
Yes. But and
But
I also have.
mud would be useless.
I also.
Wax would be a great master of spies, master of whispers.
Yes. And
I
also,
love how
whispering.
confident Allatour crew, by nature of it just being a much smaller party, has to be way more competent than
Yeah.
Palm in the
Mm,
Pits.
Yeah.
But
Because
yes,
we can read.
True.
but
This
with
party has a much better literacy rate. Sorry.
but with all of that, it is time for us to sign off. Thank you everybody for
Yes.
coming to the table. We deeply appreciate it. Anybody
you,
that's
Jason.
watching, seriously, just
Thank you,
for hanging out.
Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, and we hope everybody
I
had
have
excellent.
spell slots left. It's fine.
Yeah. And
Shut
everybody,
up.
have a great time. We get another schedule out probably next couple days or so because we're very excited to continue. And we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Peace out.
Thank you for coming
Good
to the
night.
table.